I know many students often struggle with the IELTS listening section, so in this video, I am going to provide you with 5 easy steps of how you can beat the IELTS listening score calculator. Our student Raj Deep from India had messaged us asking how he can score a higher band than a 6 in IELTS listening, and I hope that it also helped many other students. In this video, I will not only cover the 5 steps that will help you locate the answers in IELTS listening, but I will also provide you with 5 easy tips on how you can become a better listener and be prepared for the IELTS listening section. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Miss Wafa and I'm a certified English language teacher in Canada. You will be hearing 4 different recordings throughout the IELTS listening section. So you need to make sure that you are listening while each recording is being played, because the listening section, the recordings are only played once. So it's a hit and miss. If you are able to pick up the answers throughout the recording the first time, you're in luck. So if you need some IELTS listening time management tips, then check out my video up above, because these tips will help you be able to manage your time in this particular section. So let's get into the 5 easy steps on how you can beat the IELTS listening score calculator. The first step is that when the examiner gives you the questions, you need to be able to quickly skim those questions and find particular keywords that you could listen for before the audio recording is played. Now, it's important to note that you may literally have less than a minute to go over the questions before the audio recording is played. So you need to make sure that you are able to manage your time in order to beat the IELTS listening score calculator. So step 2 is that when the examiner gives you the questions, you need to make sure that you read the instructions carefully, guys. In the instructions at the top, you need to make sure you follow these instructions to the T. So for example, if the question says that this answer should be no more than 2 words, then you need to ensure that you only write 2 words, not 3 words, not 1 word, but 2 words. The reason why is because this is a big part of you being able to score a high band, because you were able to follow instructions while you were able to find the answer. Step 3 on how you can beat the IELTS listening score calculator is that you should listen for synonym language. So what I mean by this is, while you are listening to the audio recording, write down any synonym language that you may think is the answer to the question, but also keep listening to the rest of the audio recording, because you may have thought that particular word was the answer, but actually the answer is given later on in the recording. So you should listen throughout the entire recording, but you can also jot down the words you think are the answers and come back to it to decide later on in the recording. And step 4 is that if you missed hearing the answer or you don't know what the answer is, just guess the answer, guys. You have nothing to lose when you take a guess on the answer. For you to take a guess is better than leaving the question blank, and hopefully you get the answer right. Guys, step 5 is the most important on how you can beat the IELTS listening score calculator. In the IELTS listening section, you will be given 10 minutes after you hear the recordings to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. You do not need to try to write the answers on the answer sheet while the recording is being played. You don't have time for that. So instead, you should just quickly write the answers on the question sheet, and then at the end you will be given time to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. You want to make sure that you double check for spelling, guys. And while you were transferring the answers, you want to make sure you don't add anything to the answers by accident. I highly recommend you write in capital letters for the reading and listening section, just because you don't want the examiner to say, oh, I marked him wrong because I could not read his text. So you are probably wondering, how can I become a better listener? How can I prepare to hear 4 different recordings, being able to multitask, find the answer to the question I'm looking for? So here are some tips on how you can become a better listener. So the first tip I have for you is pay attention to what is being said throughout the recording. Instead of just listening, try to understand what is being said. Even though in the IELTS listening section, you should listen for particular keywords, but try to understand what is being said, because it's only normal for humans to understand. It's easier to pick up the answers. So another way you can beat the IELTS listening score calculator and to become a better listener is by actually practicing listening by listening to different podcasts. If you are able to listen to different podcasts and then try to paraphrase what is being said to another friend, you are not only practicing your listening skills, but you are also practicing your paraphrasing skills, which is very beneficial for you when it comes to the IELTS listening section and being able to identify synonym language and paraphrasing. So the third tip on how to become a better listener is to avoid looking around, guys. Try not to look around the room while you are listening to the audio. Instead, look down at your answer sheet. This way, it's less distraction for you and you are able to concentrate better on what is written on the answer sheet. If you look down and not look around, this will definitely help you become a better listener and well prepared for the IELTS listening section. And the fourth tip I have for you to become a better listener is try to listen or try to practice listening to audio recordings of multiple people talking. In other words, 3 to 4 people talking. In other words, 3 to 4 people talking about a particular topic. The reason why is because in the IELTS listening section, in parts 3 and 4, you will hear multiple people talking. So you need to be sure that you are able to identify the different voices throughout the recording and you don't have a difficult time doing this. If you want to hear different podcasts of different people talking, check out my video up above where I recommend 3 podcasts for English language learners to listen to, which will help you become familiar with different types of accents and different styles of English speaking individuals talking. So before I continue, if you like the information I am providing to you in this video, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give this video a like, because this will really help YouTube identify what exactly I am discussing throughout this video. The fifth tip I have for you is to become a better listener is if you are looking for other recordings of multiple people talking, just do a quick search on YouTube on a particular topic. So usually the IELTS listening part 3 and 4 is about an academic topic or a training session. So you can just do a quick search on training session on YouTube or academic lecture. So that way you are able to get an idea of how exactly these types of recordings are actually given and what exactly to expect. Also wanted to show you the different playlists that I have made for our YouTube channel, because I thought it would be a lot easier for you to access information and videos based on the different parts of the IELTS exam. So if you are not sure how exactly you can find playlists, if you just scroll over to the homepage of ESL Words, then you hit playlists, you will see all the different playlists that we have made for this channel to make your life a lot easier in finding the information you need. And also, when you get onto eslwords.com, you will see all the different parts of the IELTS exam at the top. And here, once you click the different parts, this will take you right to all the different articles we have written for all the different parts of the IELTS exam. There is a lot of extra information that we have included on the website that is not included on the YouTube video. So definitely, I highly recommend you to check these articles out, because I really want to help you on your IELTS exam. As I mentioned, I've been helping students for the past 7 years on their IELTS exam. So I think I know what exactly works and what doesn't. So if you could check out the website, this will definitely be of assistance to you. So guys, I hope you liked the video I provided for you today. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I put out content every Friday on all the different parts of the IELTS exam. And last but not least, guys, before I sign off, I'll leave you with this video with 7 tips on how you can boost your IELTS listening score.